Hey there, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and intense topic, the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine and how it's impacting everyday life. This war has been raging for years now, and it's taking a toll on both countries in ways that might surprise you. Let's start with a shocking incident that's made headlines, a drone attack on a Russian beach resort. The footage is distressing, to say the least. It shows a drone hitting Archipo-Ossipovka Beach near Galenzik, a popular Black Sea resort town. The regional governor, Veniamin Kondratiev, blames Ukraine for this attack, which resulted in the tragic loss of 6 lives, including 3 children. This incident is a stark reminder of the human cost of war and how it can reach even those who are seemingly far from the front lines. But what's interesting is the broader context. Ukraine has been targeting Wild Berries, Russia's largest online retailer, with a series of strikes on its warehouses and logistics hubs.
Why?
Well, Ukraine claims these warehouses are helping to supply the Russian military. While the Kremlin denies this, it's a strategy that's bringing the war closer to home for many Russians. Wildberries accounts for over 50% of all online orders in Russia, so these strikes have a huge impact on the daily lives of tens of millions of people. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. Ukraine's other strikes on energy infrastructure will have a far greater impact on the Russian economy, but they don't generate the same public outrage as a burning delivery warehouse. It's a clever psychological tactic, if you will. By targeting Wildberries, Ukraine is hitting Russia where it hurts the most, its sense of normalcy and everyday life. And it's not just about the economic disruption. These strikes are a powerful symbol of Ukraine's resistance and its ability to strike back at Russia. They're a reminder that this war is far from over and that Ukraine is determined to fight for its freedom and sovereignty. But it's not just Ukraine that's taking action. Russia has struck for Ukrainian cargo ships, claiming they were carrying military cargo. This tit-for-tat exchange of attacks is a worrying sign of the escalating tensions between the two countries. As the war continues, we see Russia's true intentions. President Putin hopes to drag this war out further, and Ukraine is doing its best to ensure that peace becomes the only alternative. The conflict has been ongoing for years now, and it's had a significant impact on both countries' progress. Russia's rate of advance has slowed, and its summer offensive has failed to make any significant gains. Meanwhile, Ukraine is struggling to recruit enough men to fight, with attacks against recruitment officers becoming a major problem. In recent months, Ukraine has been ramping up its attacks on Russian infrastructure, striking oil refineries, military bases, and even a major oil terminal in St. Petersburg. These strikes are a way for Ukraine to bring the war back to where it started and to expand its long-range capabilities. But it's not just about the military targets. Ukraine is also targeting key bridges and power facilities in Crimea, which is internationally recognized as Ukrainian territory but was illegally annexed by Russia in 2014. These attacks are part of Ukraine's efforts to isolate Crimea and disrupt Russia's supply lines. As the war rages on, we see the human cost in the casualty rates. Russia has suffered its highest monthly casualty rate of the war, with over 42,000 estimated casualties in July alone. Ukraine, too, has acknowledged over 55,000 deaths since the war began. This conflict has been going on for so long that it's easy to forget how it all started. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, with President Putin claiming he wanted to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine. He's painted Ukraine as a Nazi state, and he's questioned its right to exist, claiming that modern Ukraine was created by Russia after the Communist Revolution in 1917. In the early weeks of the war, Russian forces advanced quickly, taking control of large areas of Ukraine. But Ukraine's strong resistance changed the picture dramatically, and by November 2022, Ukraine had regained ground in the north, and Russia failed to take Kiev. Since then, progress on both sides has been minimal, with Russia gradually expanding its control in the east. So, what does all this mean? Well, personally, I think it shows the resilience and determination of both countries. Ukraine is fighting for its freedom and its very existence, while Russia is trying to maintain its grip on power and influence.